Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com. Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
This is Herflow from Hot 702.5 FM. Las Vegas, looking for a winner-takes-all way to burn off that extra energy? Welcome to Bouncy World, the ultimate climate-controlled indoor playground. We're stacking the deck with specials all week long. Cool off with Frosty Tuesdays featuring ice-cold treats for the kids, then join us for free popcorn Thursdays, because nothing beats a salty snack after a giant bounce. And at Bouncy World, we believe every child deserves their moment to soar. Join us every Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. for Sensory Sundays. We dim the lights and turn off the music to create a calm, inclusive space designed specifically for our neurodiverse community. At Bouncy World, we fly high. From high-flying fun to inclusive play, we've got it all. Visit us at bouncyworldlv.com to book your party or check our open play hours. Bouncy World, jump into the fun today.
Wine slow, wine fast, wine slow, wine fast, wine slow. I said it on, wine. This is the remix.
I'm stuck on the road, baby. Haven't been in my right mind. I'm thinking about you, baby. I need a new lifeline. I ain't going nowhere. Promise I won't disappear. We can spend many nights rolling through city lights. Girl, you know you're my equal. Let's continue this sequel. I knew right away that you would be the type. On my toes, you keep me up. Girl, let's go, I'm keeping up. Gotta silence her tonight. Coming. I know you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day. It's 1 in the morning, still can't get enough. It's too hard to control it. I know you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day. It's 1 in the morning, still can't get enough. It's too hard to control it.
Lonely, my little lover from my home, man. I miss the way you put it on, man. You used to ride me like a pony, but I had to run the streets. I do it for the cheese macaroni. You know it's hard to control, man. So don't say you won't play. Don't wanna suit you for weird on your birthday. A little niggas on the side if you thirsty. I wanna feel you inside in the worst way. Yeah, dripping so wet, need no foreplay. Wind up on me like it's Juve. Oh, you know they hate us when we going up. You know you love the way you're slowing down. Lucky nobody when I'm not around. Me left Jamaica, now I'm back in town, and I know
you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon, let's go all day. It's 1 in the morning, still can't get enough. It's too hard to control it. I know you're sitting home lonely. All those nights you've been lonely. Girl, I've been running, haven't been keeping up. I can tell that you want it. Girl, I'm on my way, be there around noon,
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk.
Yo. I'm in a building. It's cute. I can hear myself.
Hello. Yo. We are both here today. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Once Boss Lady turned my mic up.
There. I hear you.
Boss Lady, I can hear myself.
Yeah.
I'm in a building with Flo.
That's what's up.
She said, hey, get over here. I said, all right, anything for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, you're listening to The Flow right here with Her Flow on Hot 702, though. Yeah.
Yes,
is that right?
That's
okay.
true.
Okay. All right, cool.
And that was your sexy voice? Or
that was my...
your...
You're listening to The Flow
That's
with Her Flow right here on Hot 702.5.
That's the midnight hour voice.
That's my late night show voice.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to call it late night with
that
The Flow.
Sound better. That sound better.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
with that.
Okay, all right,
I'm
cool.
here, y'all. Q Mecca, 2 Techs Up. Y'all know me from
That's right.
Undrafted All-Stars and Way Bigger Than Sports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to interview Flo.
Yes, hey.
She put me on the spot, but I'm a G, so I'm a ride. Boss lady over here with locks.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
Looking good. I'm doing
how
good
was your day
today. It was a long day. I'm making progress, doing things for the community, just making things happen like I always do.
I like
making
your
it
hair.
happen. Yeah, thank you.
I like the colors that you got on.
Okay.
Colors make people feel better.
Yes,
A lot of people don't know that. Put some colors on, y'all. Quit wearing black and gray all the time like I used to.
That's right.
Put some colors on, make you feel better.
Green for the green.
Green. Yeah, green for the green.
Green
Bluish
for the
means
green.
you cool.
Yes.
Red means you hot.
Yes, yeah. Now, what kind of
Fiery,
hot? We don't want to know. Okay.
Hot, like not fiery.
All right.
Yellow means it's a good thing. Purple, you know, is royalty.
Yes.
I got on pink. My cousin said pink means some weird stuff, but shout out to my cousin.
I want to thank you, though, for those compliments. That was amazing.
No problem.
Yeah,
Those
it's
was
been
authentic.
a long day.
I don't just give compliments.
I know you don't. I love your show, by the way, just to let you know that. Yes.
We're going to have to have you on there.
Yes, please. I would love
We're
that.
going to have you on. We're going to find a topic that you rock with, and we're going to have you on there.
Yeah. You're an amazing soul, though. Every time I see you, you come in, you speak, you hug. You're just an amazing guy.
Yeah. I try to be
authentic.
the light that I want to see in the world. You know what I'm saying? Authentically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's real crazy when I go out of town out of the country. A lot of people gravitate towards me because I just show love. Hey, let's have shots together. It's my birthday. I'm cute. I'm from Vegas, so I try to be a good energy. I don't try to have bad energy.
Yeah, and I can feel
shout out
energy
to my pops
from
for
across.
that too. My
Yes,
pops is,
shout out to pops.
Shout out to pops for being a solid individual. And rest in peace to my mom. Both of y'all. Y'all made a solid individual.
Yes.
But let's get to this interview.
Let's get to it. Let's go.
So, the first thing I want to ask you is, where are you from?
Okay.
And what brought you to Las Vegas?
Oh, those are big questions.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, I'm Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio, right here in Las Vegas. But I am from Gary, Indiana. I'm from Gary, Indiana.
Right?
Yes, from Gary, Indiana. Everybody always asks me, oh, did you meet Michael Jackson? I'm like, no.
No,
but what I will say, and I'm going to tell you what brought me here, but what I will say, when I was a young girl, I was able to go to Westside High School right there in Gary, Indiana. Anybody that's watching that know Westside, we were competitors because I was like from Lew Wallace High School, and then I went to Horace Mann High School, which is no longer there because, of course, Gary has gone down a lot since the steel mills have closed. So there's not a lot there, and the infrastructure has changed dramatically from when I was a little girl. But however, I did get an opportunity to go to a Michael Jackson show as a little girl. And that's when the Silvers, I don't know if you know about the Silvers.
The Silvers, no.
The Silvers were in competition with the Jacksons.
Oh.
And they sounded about the same.
Oh, really?
So I was able to watch them on the stage. So yeah, home of Michael Jackson, absolutely. And what brought me here was that, well, like I said the first time, Gary was really going down a lot. It became murder capital. And like Detroit for a while. And I had children, and I just decided that I couldn't grow there.
Right.
And it was just not for me anymore. And if I wanted to get ahead and I wanted to grow, it was some changes that I needed to make. I was, a lot younger than I am now, of course. But however, I always had the same drive to do the things that I needed to do for myself. And I just decided one day, I prayed about it. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to get out of here. Whatever means I have to go. And January came and I said, well, you know what I'm going to do? Because I didn't really have a whole lot of money to relocate at that time. But I know that I am a master manifester, which means that if I want something, I'm going to go for it. And I decided that I talked to my mom, who is no longer here. She's my adopted mom. And I want to...
Rest in peace, Mom.
Yes, she's my adopted mom, but however, Mom's still the same. And shout out to Ms. Nellie Foster. She's no longer here, but she raised me as a big kid. I would truly say she came into my life later on in life, and she just became a mentor for me, a mother for me. And sometimes blood is not always who you are related to. Blood is loyalty. And that's what she gave me in my life and gave me plenty of love. And so Miss Nellie, I said, Miss Nellie, listen, I got to get out of here. I had gone through a lot of things, gone through some domestic violence situations, and just a lot of things in my life. And I knew there had to be more. And so I wanted to get my kids, my children, out of that area. And I just decided one day I was going to do it. I put it in the atmosphere like I do everything else. And here I am. I ended up here. I'm going to tell you that story of how I got here. You want to know?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask.
So
that was my next follow-up.
I said, when I get my taxes, I was always a time. When I get my taxes, I'm out of here, right?
Right.
That's what I said. When I get
go.
my taxes, I'm out of here. So I was still working, though. Working lady, always have been. Worked since the time I was 16 years old. I got my taxes back. And my mom, who, like I said, was alive at the time, she said, girl, let's go to the casino. She called it the casino because at that time, she liked to go and play and put her little money in. I said, okay, Mom, I don't really gamble, but, I go along with you. So come February, I had already manifested what I was going to do. I had already put it in my journal, what I was going to do. I wrote it so I could see it.
You wrote it down so you could see it?
Yeah, so I could visualize it. And come February, I went to the casino with Mom. She came and got me one day. I went to the casino. And she said, well, just play $5 while I play. I said, okay, Mom, play $5. So I sat down next to a lady, and she had already played. She said, girl, don't you play that machine, because if you play, I didn't put all my money in. I'm going to sit next to you, so if you win, you're going to give me half. No, that wasn't a deal for me, right? So I said, well, you can sit here and watch me play. So come time for, I had never really gambled before, so I didn't really know what I was doing. Come around $4 or so after I put my I won $5,000.
Yeah, see, it was happening for you.
It was happening for me.
The universe bring it to you.
The universe,
you believe it and you say it.
Yes, the universe will bring it to you. And then I said, Mom, come on, let's go. Because I was ready to go. I wasn't going to put no more money in the machine, right? So then shortly after that, and I didn't even know you had to, at that time, they gave me the sheet. I said, what is this for? You got to pay taxes on this. Yep. So, okay. Yep. So then Mom wanted to go. I gave her some money because the love of my life, right? So I said, well, Mom, this is yours. I said, we ready to go. She said, let me play. I said, okay, but I'm going to walk out the door and you can stay here and play your little money. So we left. The next day, she called me. She said, I want to go again. I'm going to play a little bit more. I said, oh, okay. We're going to go back to the casino. So we went back to the casino. Do you know I played $10 and won another $3,000 the next day? I knew then that it was meant for me to go. February 23rd, a little bit before February 23rd, a little bit after the time I was supposed to go, my son got hit by a drunk driver. Probably like a week or two before that. And luckily I had a support system from some friends. And at that time, he ended up in the hospital. I had already left and I was preparing a place here in Vegas and my friend was watching them for me. And so she called me, she said, sis, she said, your son's in the hospital. You just got, and it just, everything, right? I didn't know what to do, right? So I called, at that time, I think he had to be like maybe 11, 12 years old. But he was a dancer too. So he's always been a dancer. And so, I called the hospital and they knew me because my daughter had asthma. So I was always back and forth at the hospital. And they said, hey, he's fine, whatever. We know who you are, and so he'll be okay. So long story short, I ended up here in Vegas. I flew him here. He had a cast on his leg, and from that story, I've been here. I flew all my children here. My mom I flew one of them here, which is the one in the cast, and my mom brought the other ones on the Greyhound. And so I ended up here and got a place the third day I was here.
Oh, so it was all, you put it in.
And a job that same week.
Yeah, you manifested it and it happened. I'm reading a book right now called three magic words.
Yeah.
3 magic words. And that's basically the three. I'm on chapter 10. I think it's 12 chapters. If I was to guess what those 3 magic words are, because it hasn't told me, the 3 magic words I would guess would be I am God, or God is within you, because it talks about exactly what you did, and you manifested what you wanted, and you believed in it, because you got to put your emotions in it. A lot of people think, I said I wanted it, but you didn't believe it.
That's right.
If you believe it, you got to put your emotions, which is energy and motion, and then it'll come to you.
Yeah.
So it's dope that you told that story and that how it happened for you. It always happens. The universe. I was just watching an interview with Jay-Z, and he said something that I thought was wise. He said, "I don't look at life as happening to you. I look at it as happening for you."
Thank you for saying that, because that's my mantra.
Yes.
And I really, you know what? I really thank you, because this is the thing. My whole life, I have been totally driven. I've had a lot of things happen in my life that I'm currently now writing a book on, just so I can inspire other young women that have been through domestic violence and been through I was homeless at 19. And I just decided that wasn't going to be my story. I just wasn't going to do it. And this was before I had children. And I lived in my car under a car wash for probably about 3 months. I lost a child before that. And I just decided that this was not going to be my story. And I'm going to tell you this story. I went to when I was homeless, I went to a TA. I don't know if you know TA, a truck stop, right? And I told the lady, I said, "Listen, I'm homeless right now. And whatever job you have for me, I'll take it, whatever that may be." And so she said, "Listen, can you be here tomorrow?" And this is how I just go for whatever it is that I want to do. And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I have a little bit to wear." You know, she said, "Come in what you are." So she put me as a waitress first she put me in the C-store, and then I became a waitress. I was making so much money as a waitress due to the fact that I'm just real and I'm authentic. And I started getting myself back in a place where I got myself together, got a place and all that other stuff. And so in between that time, I had some rough patches. But I just never, I just didn't have time. It was like Nike, that saying Nike, just do it, right? I didn't have time to think about, I was in survival mode. So I really didn't have time to think about how it was going to be done. I just knew that it had to be done by any means necessary, right? And so I decided I was going to go to school, went to college at Purdue. Went for criminal justice, decided to go back to school when I got here and got a degree in respiratory sciences. And then I became a teacher, and then I became a realtor and all those other things. And then I got into acting a little bit. I sang on the strip for a little bit. I'm a performer, so I do sing. I write music. I just do a lot, and I manifest anything that I want to have. I truly manifest it, and I believe that for everybody, And sometimes it's so funny because people don't want to support you until they see you doing. Doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that we talked about on our show about like how we view each other as Black people. We don't want you to shine more than we think more than us.
Yeah.
So we'll support you, or we won't until you get a certain level, and we'll be like, "Oh no, she thinks she all that, she changed all that." So we gotta get rid of our self-hate and start to look within and know and get the knowledge of self is what the most important education you can have is knowing who you are. And the only way you go in to know who you are is you got to go within.
Yeah. And don't believe I wasn't fearful. Don't believe that I didn't have some fears some days.
And some challenges and
some
ups and downs. And sometimes
days, you
fall and be like, "Oh, it's not going to work." Or
Yeah.
But you kept going and you kept your faith even when it wavered, and then you hear.
Yeah.
So
it was some dark times.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite rappers, rest in peace, and he said, Nipsey Hussle, he said, "At your darkest hour is where God lets you see the light, is where you need to be at the most." So that's where you find out who you really are. Am I going to quit, or am I going to give up, or am I going to persevere? Am I going to learn from this? And am I going to share my story with people who I know who going through something, who might be at the breaking point of giving up.
Yeah.
So it's really dope that you're writing a book.
Thank you.
And that people can learn from.
Yes.
Even if one person learns from it, it's still, you've done your part of service to help the world and help the people. Because I believe when you are doing things of service, you are giving back the most powerful way, which is through love.
Yeah. And I do want to say this because I always promised that I would tell my story to help other people. And I think whenever it's time for you to do something, the time is time for you to do something. So I would like to say this too, because I'm very authentic in telling my own story. I am a victim of rape. And I don't want to I'm not going to go into the details of everything, but I survived it. I'm not only a survivor, I'm a warrior.
Right.
A lot of people say, and I'm not a victim. Exactly. Absolutely not.
Which is the
absolutely
most important.
not. Yeah, absolutely not.
That's the most important aspect, to realize that even if something happens to you,
yes,
you're not a victim of that circumstance. You can persevere and grow and learn from it, and that don't define you.
Exactly.
And don't dictate how you move forward or what you learn.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a victim, even though I was victimized by somebody or something, but I'm not a victim. That's dope. It's wonderful to say, and it's important in this era, because I think this era, from my perspective, rewards victimhood or victim mentality when it shouldn't. It should reward perseverance and knowledge of self, and understanding that what happened to you aren't who you are. Your story doesn't stop there. You can make a beautiful story such as you.
Thank you.
I think that's important in this era.
That. Yeah.
Because a lot of people play the victim, they get sympathy, they get a lot of things. So they want to stay in that mode rather than persevere and grow through whatever it is, hard times, because we all go through ups and downs in life. Yeah. But like you said, everything that happens to you is for you, and for you to have a greater shining bright soul and light. And you have a great soul and authenticity.
I sure appreciate that.
And I like
from
your
you.
nails.
Oh, thank
Purple.
you
Royalty,
guys.
hey.
Yeah, royalty. I will say this too. That is what made me become an advocate and an activist. Really, because I started advocating on behalf of women and men too in the community. I do belong to the LGBTQIA community, and I really started advocating on behalf of women that had been sex trafficked, and women. Actually, I had somebody on my show that had been sex trafficked, and she just went through a lot and ended up having a baby by somebody that she was sex trafficked by. And I was so proud of her, because even though she had went through those adversities, she still was here and was able to graduate from high school, was on her way to college. And this is why I say that you could do it, because had I let the things that happened to me not happen for me, no telling where I would have been. I could have had that victim mentality and said, hey, no, I'm not, I'm going to give up. And don't believe there wasn't many days that I just sat down and said, you know what, you take the wheel. You know, universe, show me, put it in alignment, what I need to do, write it down in tears, in fear. I did that. And I grow a different version of me every so often. I say, okay, it's time to redo me. It's time to reinvent me. As soon as I see I'm in a space where I need to grow, I sit down, I sit back, I relax, I allow. And now I'm growing more into myself, because I'm allowing these things to be for me, being in my own being.
Right. It's always a lot of times in this life, we go through life just worrying about all of the little ups and downs in life. Where you find yourself at and you find the answers is, like you said, in meditation and quietness, asking questions, going within. That's where God speaks to us. He speaks to us all, but life be having us not listening. We be worrying about what bills, the traffic, whatever's going on. You know how. But when you find a place where you can be quiet and have stillness, and that's where you can hear him and listen. And that's where, like you said, you ask the questions. Hey, take the wheel. Show me what's next. Show me what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's where you get the answers at. So it's dope that you're telling people that. And you're also an advocate, which is a great thing, because most of the time, whatever happens to you, whether any kind of abuse, you either become an advocate or you perpetuate that abuse. You either become an abuser if you've been abused, or you're an advocate against abuse. And you chose the light side, the right side, the God side.
Yeah.
The
And it
love
took me a
side.
long time to really trust people being in that situation.
That makes sense.
Due to the fact that because in my life, because I'm a giver, right? And so I had to learn who to give to and who not to give to, because you got a lot of takers out there too, of course. You know what I mean? And so I had to learn that. And at 16, I left home due to domestic violence on both ends, from family members, I will say, and also from being in a domestic violence situation from the person that I was with. I just didn't trust anybody because I just never knew what type of angle they were going to come from. And being a young woman, I just had to learn how I'm again, like I say, I have to be repetitive about this, that I'm not a victim. Let me get up and try to and make my life better. And this is why I really do, as an activist, people come to me with their problems all the time. And I don't know if it's, I do know it's because the light that I shine, it's like a beacon, right?
Exactly.
And you're that beacon. And I probably can relate to everybody that's been in a situation. And I think that's why I'm so relatable, because I probably have been through a lot, been homeless, I've been in domestic violence situations. I've been in situations where I've had to find a way with a career, or just being without my mother, my biological mother, for years, due to her and I not having a cohesive relationship. Not having my father. My father was murdered some years ago, and then he was in my life, off and on. I really didn't really know him as well. But I had a wonderful grandmother. And she passed away when I was 10 or 11 years old. But she instilled, and aunts, my mother's sisters, as they instilled so much of them in me, my aunts. Shout out to my Aunt Sharon. Shout out to my Aunt Paula, who's now rest in peace. And my Uncle Butchie, who was, he was also part of the LGBTQ community, which allowed me to know that I was okay. Like, I didn't have to explain, because I used to do a lot of over-explaining to people, because I felt like I had to prove something. Everybody, when you're going through a situation, people count you out. Well, I don't know how she's going to get out of that. She has kids and this and the other. But I wouldn't say, oh, yeah, I'm going to do. I would just say, okay. And I would just go do it.
Right.
And then the next thing they say, oh, how was she? How did she get out of that? Because guess what? I'm a bad mother, shut your mouth. That's why. And I just don't believe that I was brought here just to be brought here.
Right.
And so, I'm just doing a lot of things that people probably have never really thought I can do. And I'm still going to be doing. There are up and down days right now for me. But however, I know how to reinvent myself. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as you living, somebody told me when you're on the machine, the life machine, it goes up and down. That means you're living.
Yeah.
Life is up and down. So as long as you're going up and down, you here.
Yes.
So and you learning, and you could, like you said, you got that, you centered into knowing who you are and knowing when you need to sit down and talk to God.
Yeah.
Because sometimes God will sit you down if you ain't listening. He even sat me down. That's when I go to jail.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
When I go to jail, God
I was like, I don't
trying.
look good. I won't look good behind bars. So you better don't let the cute face fool you. You better sit back for a minute. Don't let the cute face fool you.
You gotta sit down and figure it out.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yes, and I have amazing children. I have adult children, and they're just like, my kids are so amazing. They were by my side. Of course, they had to be through everything. But they saw me. One thing about my children, they saw my struggle, and they saw my come up, and they're the same way.
Right.
They do not let them. I'm so proud, very proud of all of my children. And I'm not really gonna go, because they know what happened to me. You and I'll go through that privately. But however, I love them still the same. Definitely my daughter, my son. I have 3 sons and 1 daughter. All of them know how to reinvent themselves, and they watch me. And then today they say, Mom, we're proud of you. We're proud of the things that you've done. Was I the perfect mother? Probably not. Right. Because, see, this is a thing what people don't understand. You're not born with a compass.
Right.
You're not born with a navigation system, right? We learn as we do.
As we grow, trial and error.
As we grow, trial and error.
And our environment has a big influence on how we view things and our experiences.
Exactly. And I just thought that I had to be, I didn't have time to be, I was a nurturer, but I had to be on survival mode because I had to take care of my children. There were times when I had holes in my shoes, but they had shoes.
Right.
And so you have to put them first.
Exactly.
And I did what I needed to do to put them first.
And that's the beauty of a mother. I always tell people, hey, God, a lot of people try to say God and science don't go together, but I disagree. God is the ultimate scientist. He made everything balanced and in harmony. A woman and a man are in harmony when they're together. Like you said, the nurturing for the nurturing and the kindness and all the compassion is the woman, and the man is the honor, the respect, and the discipline.
Yeah.
And for to raise a child holistically and in the harmony of nature, you need both parents there. Now, sometimes as we know in life, especially being black and coming from the era we come from, daddies was missing. Or they was either in jail, selling drugs, on drugs, and moms too.
Yeah.
So we had to do what we had to do. But it sounds like you had a great nucleus of family. Your grandma, shout out to, people don't understand how important a great grandma is. I had one too, rest in peace to her. The first 16 years of my life, she was there, and she instilled who I am today. Is a lot to do with her, my father, my mother, and my aunties and uncles like you.
Yeah.
So shout out to your grandma for being great, and your aunties and uncles, and your mom that you adopted you.
Oh, yeah. I love that lady.
That structure and family around you is very, very important when you're going through, when you come from where we come from, which is the black community, neighborhood, drugs. I was born in the 70s. So I seen it, the crack era, all the things. So we come from places that we like the roads that grew from the concrete.
Yeah.
So we ain't straight. So they look at us and go, oh, you crooked. But we look where we come from.
Exactly.
Look where we here and we came from it. So that's the beauty in you that I see.
Thank
and
you.
the fact that you, like you said, you were a woman who had children. So you had to be nurturing, but you also had to had to find somewhere for us to live, for us to eat.
Yeah.
So shout out to you for being a dope, beautiful woman,
yes,
and sharing your story and giving back, being an activist for the negative things. Well, we're going to say negative, but you turned it into a positive because you made something out of it and you're giving back. So even the negative we could turn into positive in our lives if we choose to see it. Everything is about how you choose to see it, how you look at it. If you want to change how you feel about something, change how you look at it. So it's dope that you look at it as, I'm not a victim and I'm going to be an advocate for women who been through the things that I've been through to help them persevere and show them that they could be something more. Okay, what do you think that's your purpose? What do you think you're here for? Do you believe?
I actually believe that I'm here to take people to the next level, to connect people, to show them, hey, listen, besides what you've been through, you are not your circumstance.
Right.
And
that's important.
A lot of people, they get lost. And I have counseling. I go to therapists. And a lot of people, I feel like in the community, especially in our community, and I will say that I'm Afro-Latina, but I will say and I don't want to use the word minority because I don't feel like I'm a minority at all.
Right.
I would like to say, though, in the community, a lot of people have felt like therapy is a bad thing, right?
Yeah, we've been taught that it's
a bad thing. It was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I've been through therapy, on and off during my life. But when I find that I need to grow, I will go to therapy. If I found out there's something that I need to, there are things on my mind that I cannot handle by myself, I will take it to therapy. And I manifest. I really do. I'm gonna go back to I really do write things down. I have a journal.
That's a
right?
dope thing.
I write things down. Not only do I do that, I teach myself skills that are going to help me further myself. Like I speak Spanish, right? I'm not as good at it as I want to be, but however, I've taken the time. I do an hour a day. I practice my Spanish because I'm making myself marketable for whatever I decide to do. And it's the little things. See, people think they have to take big steps. Right. To be wherever they are. Just like ending up on the show on Hot 702.5. There was something that I wanted to do. Carice, when I met her, I just thought she was just so amazing. Like I was just like, I sat back at the desk when I first met her and I was just like, God, I didn't tell her that at the time. No, but I was like, you know, she's amazing. So, and then when I came on the radio the first time, which was sometime around 2017, I had co-host. And then when that ended and I decided to come back, I'm named after a radio show host, by the way, ironically speaking, one of the first Black radio show hosts in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, really?
And I didn't know that until later on in my
dope.
life. That's really dope. And,
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. And her name,
What's her name?
her name was Shalonda.
Shalonda?
Yeah. And so I just decided that because I've always been in the arts and I've always been into some kind of acting. I was in most talented, gifted and talented school when I was in school because I'm a singer. And then I decided to get into drama and I decided to go audition for plays. I've been in some plays and things like that. And I just got casted for a movie, by the way.
Congratulations.
Just recently. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's dope.
Yeah. So I just keep moving up. And then I just created a dating show called The Vibe Check, and which is going to be at a few clubs here. So I'm excited about that. And I'm writing a book, and I'm also doing some things with the community right now. I'm doing a job fair for the kids here in Las Vegas. So just a lot of things, and I'm just really grateful. From some days I just sit back and I just pat myself on the back and I'm like, girl, you did that, you know? And so, do I have broke days too? Yeah. As high as gas is, you know, some days I'm just like, I had some money yesterday. What happened?
And groceries.
And groceries,
Man.
you know? But however, I just never let, and when I say broke, I don't mean like broke I mean, okay, let me get up on some money because I need to do this. Now I want to go here and now I want to go that because I love to travel.
Me too.
So,
Shout out to the people that love to travel.
Yes,
You learn
I love
much
to travel.
more about yourself and other cultures when you travel.
When you travel, that's
Get out
true.
of your own neighborhood or city or state.
That's true. And
Even if you ain't got the money to fly, drive to the next state and talk to the people.
Yes.
You learn a lot more talking to the people of any place that you go. I just came from New Orleans. Unbelievable. And they still talk like that. Hey, baby. That's how they don't say hello. They say, hey, baby.
I know that
I loved
accent.
it, too.
And my great-grandmother was from New Orleans. She was Creole. So my great-grandmother was from
And their
New
food
Orleans.
is fire. Of course, we already knew that. But
Yes. I love to eat, by the way. That's another one of my, one of my
me too.
pastimes.
A foodie. You're a foodie.
Yes, I'm a foodie. And
So
you
you're
know,
a creative, a foodie, a survivor,
a lover. I love
lover,
to love people.
a writer.
Yes.
You everything.
I
You
love,
like
I have a
Whitney
potpourri.
Houston. I'm every woman.
Yeah.
Or Shaka Khan.
Yes.
Well, it was-
I'm every woman. It's all in me.
That's great.
Do anything you want done, baby. Okay.
And you ain't broken. You ain't broken and you ain't bitter from your past, which is,
no.
to me, one of the most important things, or to highlight that
Yes.
you've been through a lot. You've been through it all, but you didn't let it dictate your attitude about life and how you approach life. That's important. What do you think? Do you come across young women who've been through the similar things that you've been through or worse? And how do you convey that to them that, hey, don't be a victim and don't be you're not a victim of your circumstances?
So,
and is it hard? How do you get pushback? Do they understand? How does that work?
I'm going to tell you this. It's so, you know, and that's why I'm saying the universe has put me in a position to strengthen women and men both. And I said, why me? You know, but I know why me. Because I'm able to see, a lot of people are judgmental. I see a lot of people, why did you go through that? And why did that happen to you? And you shouldn't have, and with this, what you should have done. Let me tell you something. So this is my walk, right? This is the walk that I've had to walk. And a lot of people can say what they would have done until they have to walk in those shoes and they realize that you maybe only had two choices or three choices. And so you had to pick the lesser of two evils, or you had two choices and both of them were bad, but you had to pick whatever choice was going to be the best for you, right? And so I find myself when women, and I've had young ladies, even like with me, young ladies, 16, 17, 18 years old. And parents will say, can you talk to my daughter? She's going through, I can't get to her. And I find that I sit with them and they just talk to me. And I say, well, you know, what do you think you can do about it? Because this is the thing. even if you're in a domestic violence situation, there are things out there to help. There are programs out there to help. And sometimes I've had to escape when I was in domestic violence. I had a stalker. So I literally had to leave every single thing that I had. My clothes.
Just had to get out of there.
I just had to go.
Yeah.
And I planned that my way. I was smart about it. I planned my way, and I got the hell out of there. And did I have to start over a few times? Absolutely so, which is what made me the woman that I am today. And so when I sit with what do you want for yourself? When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to do something about it. And at the time that I was going through the things that I was going through, you call the police and they would be like, oh, well, that's your husband or that's your, it was back in the day. You know what I mean? You couldn't even get, if you were pregnant, you couldn't even get an abortion without your husband's signature. Mm-hmm. And so when people talk through their lens of what they feel like you ought to do,
or you should have done.
What you should have done, just remember, you're talking through the perspective of your experience.
Yes.
Not through my experience. Right. Because only I can tell the story that I need to tell for me, because I was there, right? You were maybe a spectator or heard it through third person, but guess what? I was there in it. Yes. Absolutely. I lived it.
And a lot of people... it's a song called "Don't Say What You Won't Do."
Exactly. Exactly.
It was the truth.
Exactly.
Because we all can say what we would or wouldn't do, but we don't really know until the situation occurs.
Exactly.
And then you get to see who you truly are.
Yeah.
Or do you stand on it, or do you believe in what you really say, or you just say it because it sounds good and you ain't never had it tested?
Yeah.
Which you've been tested, and so you can say, "Hey, I know what I've done, what I went through, how I felt, how I overcame the feelings." And had to persevere to become the person I am. So that's a great story. And it's a great inspiration for people, young ladies and men, who go through things. And another one of my favorite rappers, Nipsey Hussle, said inspiration is the highest form of human intelligence to him. So when you inspire somebody to be better, to do better, to build, that's the highest form of intelligence. I agreed with him.
Yeah, and that's why now I said, before, and it took me a while because I'm such a giver. People thought that they could get away with things with me, right? And because I see what people don't understand is just because I'm not saying that don't mean I'm not watching what you're doing.
Right. Don't mean I'm not paying attention.
Don't mean I'm not paying attention. Don't mean that I'm not blind to it or whatever. But I'm gonna let you do what you can do so I can see what you want to do. Right.
Which is the best thing
that you could do for anybody. So I sit back and I watch how people move. I look at how people move, and then I make my decision and then my choices. And it took me a long time to get there, but however, I'm here. Okay. So I will leave this with people too. See, a lot of people, it took you years. Well, yeah, this was my time.
Right, it was my journey.
It's my journey. This was my journey to.
When it's for me,
that's right.
Yeah.
And now that it's happened, and I still keep moving, like it's that train. You can't stop a moving train, right?
Exactly.
And this is my moving train. Sometimes I get off and I watch The View. Sometimes I get off and I get me something to eat, but I keep moving.
Exactly.
And that's what makes me the flow. And you asked me earlier. That was my next
question. Well, why do they call you the flow?
Yep. You asked me earlier why they called me the flow, and it's because I've had to flow with. I couldn't. You know how rocks are in a pond or a bank, but the water goes over the rocks, right? It don't stop when you see around it, right? That's me, and that's why I am called the flow, and it's on all my social media platforms. Her Flow the Vibe. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
so that's a great answer and a great. I think Bruce Lee said that. Be like water, so it doesn't get angry or stop. It just goes. It goes with the flow of it.
Yeah,
so that's a dope name. And you named after Shalonda. Was her name Shalonda?
Yep. And we had the same. We had the first name and the second name too. My middle name is
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. And coming from Gary, Indiana, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of great people come out of Gary, Indiana. By the way, you know what I mean. Denise Williams is from Gary, Indiana.
Shout out to Denise.
Yeah, a whole lot of. Did she live here at one point in time? I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. But I definitely, I couldn't wait. Like I had been meaning to ask you want to interview, but I just hadn't had the time. But I am so glad it was you. Like when it was time to do it, it was going to be time to do it.
Right.
And I just want to tell all the people that feel like that they can't make it. You're here for a purpose. You have a purpose. Whatever that, it's not everybody else's purpose to tell you what you should be doing. Whether you have a career, 10 jobs, whether you make your own, it is your business what you do. And we all have the same 24 hours. Now, a lot of people tell me, they say, oh, you sure do a lot. And in my mind, I'm saying, well, maybe you're doing too little. I don't know.
Right.
But however, this is my journey. So I get to use my 24 hours however I want to use it.
Right. And I agree with you that we all have a purpose. I told my daughter that, but I said it in this way. I say, listen, daughter, it was 200 million of y'all. 200 million. You are the one of 200 million. I say, that means you're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
God is within you, and you could be and do anything. And the only thing you should do is whatever you do it with passion. Find your passion, find your purpose, and do that.
Exactly.
Don't do it for money. Don't do it for fame. Don't do it for all the other things. Do it for the passion, and all that other stuff will come if it's for you.
That's right.
But don't do it for that, because then you lose yourself.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, again, the most important education is knowledge of self.
Knowledge of self.
If you don't have that, it doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter.
Right. And one thing about me is I don't need validation from anybody.
Right.
You know, it's nice when you go out and you put on some clothes, but that's just a cover up for yourself. It's not your soul. And so your
soul is seen through your actions and your eyes.
Exactly.
Not how you look. Because people could trick you with looks, words, all the things. But I always tell people, it's two types of people in the world. It's people that go off stats and facts. I'm not that. And then it's people who go off the energy and the vibe, the vibrations and the energy. I'm that person. I can feel your energy without you saying a word.
Yep.
When I first see you, I can see, that energy is good. I don't like his energy. I'm going to watch him. Or
what was my energy?
Your energy was great. It was like mine. It was like we attracted each other's energy. Our energies attracted. So that's why I did it.
Absolutely.
If I really didn't like your energy, I would have told you no.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't even talk like we do.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, nah, I'm cool. So your energy was great. That means you have a beautiful soul.
Yes. Thank you.
That's always what matters. I always tell people, in the words of the great Nipsey Hussle, I don't care where your money or your rolls or your clothes at. Where's your heart? Where your soul at?
Yeah.
That's what the people who have a deep, profound understanding, they can see the spirit and the soul. That's what makes us who we are. When we pass, rest in peace of my brother, when he passed away, I took my barber to do his hair. And he was like, yeah, that's Amir. I said, that's not Amir. His soul was the life within us. The eye, when you die, your eyes go cold. It's not the person that you knew. The soul is gone. The shell is there, but it's not the person that you knew.
Yeah.
And
energy is transferable, so we know that.
So we don't die really. We say we die, our shell dies, but our soul is forever, and God is within us.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, that ain't him. That's just the shell.
Yeah.
His soul was made him. And I really believe that with all my heart. So I handle death differently than most people.
Yeah.
I look at it as a part of life, right?
Yeah.
And I love the people. I leave with this. I'm going to leave with this, and then you can leave with what you leave last.
Yeah.
If you really want to make the best out of life and the loved ones, love the people while they're here. Give them their flowers. Don't wait till they die and then cry about how much you did and should have did or whatever. Love on people. Spread love, light, and joy while you're here, and your life will be abundance. Yeah. Now, tell them where they can find you, what you believe, and
yeah. You know, I just believe it does. You are dope. I'm not even going to lie. I got no cap there. No lies detected. You are, and I love you for who you are. And I thank you for who you are. Back. And I just want to say, no matter how old you are, like I said, you know, I've had a lot of things happen to me. But listen, you are not a victim of your circumstance. You can still be whoever you want to be. Just go out there and be it and show up as him or her every single day, and you will become that. And I just want to say I appreciate you interviewing me today. And I thank E. Carice and Hot 702.5 for having me every single Thursday. Boss lady. Shout out to E. Carice for having me every Thursday. And you guys, please watch me. Please watch every single Thursday. You will learn something. I promise you will. And I want you to end the show.
All right. The only thing we need more of is more love.
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes.